Well, I'm pretty sure most of you have been looking at this situation that's going on in Ukraine right now. Russia has invaded Ukraine and they are fighting each other. And, you know, on the world stage, that's not really a good look for the white supremacists. And the reason why that's not a good look for the white supremacists is you can't be having all this white on white crime. You can't be having all these white people dying like that. And all the videos are coming out showing the gruesome, photos of that and videos has been posted to Twitter and many other social media websites. See, this is only supposed to be going on in so-called undeveloped countries, places like African countries, etc. So when we look at the response of this, we look at Putin that's not getting treated the same way like Gaddafi got treated, not whatsoever. But the differences with Gaddafi versus Putin is that Gaddafi had a lot of sellouts around him versus Putin. If he have anybody around him, he think it's a sellout. They taken out, kind of like Kim Jong-un in North Korea. Well, the Biden administration, the Jim Crow Joe for sure. Black people have been fighting for reparations. Black people have been saying, hey, we voted for you. What are you going to do for black people? The whole time he has literally gave black people his butt to kiss. He gave black people the finger and everything else. The whole Democrat Party. Now we have seen the Democrats and the Republicans join up together to give Asians a hate crime protection. We just seen the Democrat Party in New York give Asians $10 million, say because of the virus, but yet black people dealt with the same virus, and they did not give black people a thing. We seen Afghan immigrants come in this country. Well, I can't say immigrants, refugees. Make sure I say the right word. Afghan refugees come to this country, get a bag. Everybody getting a bag. But when black people talk about reparations, I don't know about that. We got to do a study. We got to look at the budget. You don't need it. You have all these different things that said to black people. But let's talk about when they want to give money out to everybody, they can get it. All right. Now, Jim Crow Joe had just recently asked Congress for $6.4 billion. I'm going to repeat this again. $6.4 billion for Ukraine. Now, last time I checked, Ukraine is not the United States. Number two, your tax dollars and mine is supposed to be used in our country. Black people's tax dollars cannot be used at all for our community, but they can just go ask for $6.4 billion. So let's go ahead on and get the details of this and why. We need to, especially with this party here, is why I've been saying that if you vote for the Democrat Party at this point, you're just a freaking sellout. I just have to look at it that way because these people have really been on this anti-black mission they've been on. So it's saying here the Biden administration asked Congress to provide $6.4 billion in funding to assist Ukraine as it fights off Russia's advances. An administration official confirmed on Friday. Now, they want to throw money at Ukraine because what's been happening, President Zelensky, which he's the president of Ukraine, had been saying, hey, y'all just left us out here by ourselves. Why don't y'all come and assist us? Right. But see, the issue with Russia is that they felt that Ukraine wanted to be part of NATO. And since Ukraine is not a NATO country, technically they don't really have to come to their assistance. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the reason why we even talk about African countries, why you want to have nuclear weapons is because it deters people from really invading you like that. At one point in time, South Africa had nuclear weapons at one point in time. And before the transition to Nelson Mandela, they made them give it up in order to get power. Now, that's something that Mandela should have never did. Any country that has nuclear weapons, they will not be invaded. If you look at Libya had nuclear weapons at one point in time. And when Gaddafi gave that up, you seen what happened to Gaddafi. This is why people like Kim Jong-un and the rest of them saying, hell no, I ain't giving up nothing. That's a deterrent to leave me the hell alone. So Putin had recently threatened, well, if y'all interfere, I'm gonna shoot some of that at y'all. And they believe him. So that's why they not really going in there like talking about. Now, they said that the money gonna be broken up. He said 2.9 billion of your tax dollars that has nothing to do with you will go towards security assistance, humanitarian aid, economic stabilization needs, and regional efforts to combat Russian cyber attacks, among other things. The administration is also seeking 3.5 billion of your tax dollars for the Pentagon's response to the crisis. Now, part of the 2.9 billion of your tax dollars would be allocated to aid Ukraine's neighboring countries that's keeping Africans at the border and only letting the white people in. And the videos have been coming out about that. You don't believe me? Watch this clip.
Please don't do this. Don't do this.
Man, these people left without taking the blacks, man. None of the blacks, man. See. None. Even the black guys that already have kids, they took their kids and their wife and left the niggas behind. Like, everyone is stranded. This is really too bad.
So as you can clearly see, they leaving black people. They keeping black people in the cold, treating black people bad, right? But they want to give our tax dollars to neighboring countries. Now, what I will say to our brothers and sisters is this. I hated to see those videos. I hated that. I don't like to see no black people suffering. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to repeat this again. Just because family is having a discussion, just because family could be going back and forth with each other, sometimes family may even come to blows. But we don't want to see family hurting. We don't want to see family suffering. And that's the difference, with family, right? And just because we're having a discussion right now about different things within the black family, I will always, be on code with black people no matter what. And what is going on right now at the border in Poland, they're letting the Ukrainians in, but keeping black people out there in the cold. It says some of the temperatures down to 2 degrees Fahrenheit. And you got children out there because they hold them up at the border. And I'm going to probably do something probably a little bit more extensive on our news channel. But I just want to just kind of get this part of the report out, is that this is why we have to, especially, you brothers and sisters on the continent, you need to stay, fight, and build up the Africa, build up your home countries, because you see when a crisis happens, these people don't care about you. These people are hella racist. They are. I know they look down on y'all in these other countries, and you just see, how they'll leave y'all out there in the cold, even little babies. These people do not care. See, when we tell y'all as your cousins here in America about the white supremacists, and some of you don't believe it. Some of you, don't believe fat meat is greasy. When we talk about these white supremacists, these videos, and even look what happened in China. You remember with the COVID, how they just threw Africans out the hotels and threw Africans on the streets? We've been telling y'all letting all these different people in y'all countries, the Chinese, these Russians, Ukrainians, all these Europeans, 'cause they all Europeans, no matter what language they speak. You let all these Europeans in your country, you treat them nice, you smile with them, you be so friendly and welcoming to them, and then look at what they do to you. Look at what they do. Now, I was watching a Nigerian minister was mad about this and saying, "Oh, look at how they treating us, and we trying to get our people home and all of that." But just think about that when these people coming into your country, and think about the way you even approaching your things in your country itself. Okay, just wanted to make sure to put that out there. Fight for your homeland. Don't ever run away from it. Now, continuing. It was saying that the request is likely to receive bipartisan support. So it means Democrat and Republicans. They say we're looking at including a Ukraine assistance package and COVID relief in the omnibus. What they keep talking about COVID relief? I think, boy, that's some hustling. At this point, bro, nobody need no more relief on that. No, they don't. You need to just get their gas prices down. You need to get inflation down. Now, they said that Biden and the bipartisan members of Congress have made it clear that the United States is committed to supporting the Ukrainian people as they defend their country and democracy. Now, this official from the Office of Management and Budget said in the statement, that's the people that controls a lot of money. They say in a recent conversation with lawmakers, it said the administration identified the need for additional U.S. humanitarian, security, and economic assistance to Ukraine and Central European partners due to Russia's unprovoked and unjustified invasion. They said the administration, will continue to closely coordinate with the European allies and partners to assess on-the-ground needs and remain in close touch with Congress as these needs evolve. Now, they said the funding will supplement the United States' previous commitments to Ukraine this past year, including $650 million of your tax dollars in security assistance and $52 million of your tax dollars in humanitarian aid. Now, they said more than 50,000 Ukrainians have fled their country in less than 48 hours. It's the United States Refugee Agency said. And they say the United States, of course, they said now sanctions on Russia. And they also said that they're willing to take refugees from Ukraine, but they said the majority of them probably going to go to European countries, but they will take some. So if they come over here, ladies and gentlemen, guess who else going to get a bag from them? It's going to be the Ukrainian people, right? Which is white people, right? So let's talk about this full circle. So even if this would not have happened, they was going to give $702 million to Ukraine this year. They got so much money to throw all over the world to countries that has nothing to do with us at all. But anytime that black people ask for any little thing, we need assistance with this. We need reparations. This is the main thing, reparations. Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. But you start peeling the onion layers back. And the beautiful thing today about the internet age is that we're literally within a minute, you can find out exactly how much of your tax dollars are going to these foreign countries because they have to make it public knowledge. And you will see they have your reparations money. They just saying, F y'all, we ain't paying you. You know, they acting like I'm laughing about Tasha K. They acting like Tasha K saying I ain't got it, but they do got it. They got it. They got all our reparations. And this is why it's important for black Americans to send a resounding message to the Democrat Party. Because they're asking for billions of dollars for this, trillions of dollars for the virus, all this money going all over the place, right? But they cannot do a freaking thing for the black community. They keep trying to further and further cement the black community in a permanent underclass to the point that you cannot get out of it. They are pushing that, especially that Democrat Party. They're pushing that. They're giving everybody else money. They want to take in more refugees. It will make more sense for them to stay in European countries. They're literally right there in their back door. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even fly anybody way over here? It's just like Afghanistan. Why they didn't go to Europe? That would make more sense. Why would you fly them way over here? But They got plans for those people. They got plans for them to erase and replace. Like I told y'all, the erase and replace strategy and how they're giving them money. Think about it. Airbnb put a lot of those people up in homes, in Airbnb homes. And they just come in here. They give them money. They resettle them. You know, the black folks don't get in that kind of help whatsoever. This is why black folks have to be really, really, at this point, hostile when it comes to all this money that's being given out. And black folks have to start pushing back and start calling this stuff out and start constantly being a loud voice and say, wait a minute, this day of y'all just giving a bag to people that's not even citizens, giving this to foreigners, that day gotta stop. So, cause see, they've been doing this for so long with no pushback. Okay. That it's been just amazing how the American people just in general have never said much. But we need to keep raising our voice. So wait a minute, this is our tax dollars. This is ours. It's not yours. This is ours. And they should not have free reign just to be giving money out like that without even discussing it with the American people and get what the American people say. But they've been doing this for a long time. This is way before the internet when you didn't even know what they were doing like that. Now you're finding out, and now it's being covered in real time because of the conversation of reparations. Now we're paying attention to that pocketbook and say, wait a minute, hold on. You don't have no money for reparations, but you didn't need to study. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Did they say they need to study to try to get this money together for Ukraine? Where's that study at? Well, where's that hearing? They didn't have a big hearing about $6.4 billion. It was no hearing for that. It was no hearing when they just recently gave them $5 Indians all money. It was no hearing for that. It wasn't no study. It wasn't no commission. It wasn't none of that. All that mess was stalling tactics they do to black people. Well, we need to have a commission and we need to have a study. We need to have this and that and the third. That's what they tell you. Look at what they do to everybody else. Hey, I need the money. And they send that money right on out once they get it. So all that mess about we need to do a reparations commission. They don't need no commission. Because you go back and tell them you didn't do no commission for the virus. You didn't do no commission for the Ukraine. You don't do commission when you was giving that money out to the Afghan people that came in here. You didn't do no commission. So why all of a sudden you need a commission now? The Democrat Party and the Republicans too. But black folks didn't give their votes to Republicans. So that's why I have to stay on the Democrats. The Democrat Party is purposely undermining black people. Don't even mention black people. They think Juneteenth is enough for you. They think Hip Hop Day and Hip Hop History Month is enough for you. They believe a Supreme Court justice who doesn't change the trajectory of the court at all, but just having another black face outside of Clarence Thomas would be good enough for you. Even though this woman had ruled against black people who sued Lockheed Martin for $22 million, she ruled against them, saying they couldn't bring more evidence, and she was based against black people's discrimination claim. But this is the woman that Jim Crow Joe picked. And then people was also pointing out that it seems like he has a strategy. Either he picks immigrants or picks, a black American person with a zaddy. It seems like that's the way he liked to pick them. And I understand the strategy in that. I really do. And they make sure, you have to understand, nothing they do, they're never going to pick anyone that's going to be for black empowerment. You have to understand that, because black empowerment is a threat to the white supremacist system. So we could never expect anyone that they actually picking themselves to be for black empowerment. Someone from the soil, the grassroots would have to come up and, possibly get some positions. But even that Democrat Party themselves, you look at the guy who's running it right now, Jamie Harrison. I mean, he just has that that look. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that look, that I'm a safe Negro look. You know, I'm not going to buck against the system. You know, that sort of thing. They all got that look about them. I mean, you can clearly tell, you know, when you see them. It's amazing how I can just read that look on people like that. Like I'm safe. I'm not going to do nothing wrong. You know, I'm not going to talk out of turn, you know, that sort of thing. Right. But, you know, I want y'all to let me know what you think about, you know, the Biden administration not needing a study or a commission or hearing or nothing to try to get $6.4 billion for Ukraine. And also, you know, what do you think about the people, you know, on the border in Poland leaving African people out there just to freeze? And Biden is not mentioning that either. He's not mentioning, say, hey, what are y'all doing? And say, that's not right. Let everybody in. What are you doing? You know, he ain't said a word about it. Ain't no tweet. It ain't nothing. But, you know, I'm glad that the videos and messages getting out on social media, which it should, because that's very, very important. I mean, children, you got children out here freezing. Come on now. I mean, this is ridiculous. But, you know, black folks worldwide got to really see that. And even though I think it's unfortunate, it's horrible, but black folks got to understand them folks is not for us whatsoever. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the podcast this morning. Greatly appreciate you being here with us. If it's your first time, make sure you subscribe. That way you'll know next time we post a podcast. Make sure to click the like button. You know, that way it can help us get the video spread. Let 5 people know about the podcast and everything. And also, like I said, definitely send us a love offering. And that, you know, helps us, you know, with bills, you know, with the platform for sure. We greatly appreciate anyone that's, you know, definitely donated a love offering before, and definitely anyone that chooses to donate a love offering today may return to you tenfold. And once again, thank you for listening, and see you next time.